What?
Grandpa said that it'd be okay.
It'd be okay? It'd be okay?
Grandpa said it'd be okay. My grandmother died today. And he said, it is okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
I had enough time to blow off my fucking dick today. He masturbated. Thinking about grandma. Thinking about grandma. That is the answer. Had plenty of years to blow out that back. It is okay.
It is okay.
Grandma not coming back. She not coming back, no. She not coming back.
She not coming back.
Grandma is dead.
Grandma's so dead.
She not breathing no more. But we can breathe at a funeral.
Grandma up there in the casket, yeah, she gon' get her ass licked. That was yesterday, not today though. I'm a bastard, she is dead, ho. She is so dead, her pulse ain't even going. She is so lewd. She's so lewd. Yesterday she was so nude, and I'm in a bad mood. And she's dead. Right now she's in no mood. She's up in heaven, yeah, and she is up there in the moon, up in the stars, up in the clouds. Yesterday her gown went down. I banged her back out. And then I went down south, and I ate a booty hole. And I ate a booty hole, and I ate a pussy though. And I had to go bang her again after she made bread dough. Then she made me a nice pizza roll. Then she died, uh-oh. Then I finished on her hip bones.
He ate a booty hole the day before a funeral. That's a very quick turnaround.
Ooh,
Oh my god, turn around. Let me eat that booty hole, yeah. Tastes like gold tacos. La tapatilla. Did you have the pork? Or el pollo? I said hell no. I didn't have a take a taco. I had a quesadilla. Blanco.
Welcome to today's Pray Podcast, where the message we like to spread to everybody is that other people's opinions don't matter. Do what you want to do, have fun, live your life, and don't give a motherfucker about no hater.
Listen, if you want to go into Cracker Barrel and not actually try to get a table reserved for, and they're like, hey, you go up to the thing, you're like, hey, I want a table for 4. And they're like, what's the name? And you say Stedman. They're like, okay, that'll be a 30-minute wait. And you're just walking around the Cracker Barrel thing, and you're like, you know what? I don't think I actually wanted to eat here. I just wanted to walk around the gift shop. I think I actually wanted a battery-powered raccoon that the nose touches a ball and it just kind of rolls around and just keeps rolling around. It looks like a raccoon's playing with a little ball.
Right.
I think I might want that. Maybe I want a quilt with chickens on it. Maybe I want some fine china with a rooster on it, or maybe some peacock feathers, or some fine glass that's blue. Maybe I just want that. And then you look around and you kind of decide, actually, I wanted just this pack of Big League Chew. Mm-hmm. And you get that for $2.79, and you walk out. And as soon as you walk out, it was 29 minutes. And they say, table for Stedman for 4, and no one's there. It was just you in there. There were no 3 other people to begin with anyways. You lied the entire time. You didn't want to go in. You just wanted a table to yourself because you thought if there was just one person at Cracker Barrel, they were going to seat you with someone else.
How to manipulate anyone.
And you were wrong the entire time. You don't have to do that.
No. Nope.
And you rode the mountain line all the way to Cracker Barrel. You waited 30 minutes for the bus to show up, and you rode up there, and now you got to wait outside of Cracker Barrel at the end of the drive, and you're like, well, should I go to Best Buy?
Yeah.
And tell the person that's trying to sell me Cricket phone plans that I want one of those too, and just waste their fucking time?
I think you should.
Should I?
How to manipulate anyone.
Should I go in to the movie theater right up the street and go, yeah, I got a ticket, and they don't actually scan your ticket because she's in the person that scans the ticket is in the bathroom, and you just walk in? What are they going to do about it?
Honestly, they're not going to fight you.
They're wearing all black slip-on Skechers. What are they going to do to you?
Correct!
Couldn't agree more, my friend. Wow. Man, what a way to blast off the podcast with that. Basically, you're getting your satisfaction from Cracker Barrel regardless. And then you go to Best Buy and you're getting your satisfaction from wasting somebody else's time. And then you're going to the movie theater and you're getting your satisfaction from not wasting their time, but stealing.
Oh, I will steal your time.
What other kind of crimes, not times, what crimes could you commit on your just random adventure into town? What other crimes are there to commit that would make you feel good?
Maybe, I mean, you could kind of go the same route as the movie and just like sneak into a concert you didn't pay for. What are they going to say you stole? Where are they going to take the sound of the music right out of my ears? I bet not. I don't even remember what they were fucking singing about.
No. What's the last concert you went to?
Last concert I went to? Wait, like an actual concert?
Yeah, not a fake one.
Well, I snuck into
The
Star Lake and I listened to Post Malone. And I told him, I said, "Hey, Posty, can you sing that song Sunflower for me?"
Oh,
And he's like,
it's a good song.
"Is it sunflower?" And I let it go in my ears and I pulled it right back out in the form of earwax and I threw it at him. I said, "Now throw that." And I hit him in the Wawa shirt and he took that off and he threw it on some girl. She was so happy, but she didn't know that it was full of my earwax.
Nice, dude. Have you ever smelled earwax?
This is over. The fuck are you talking about?
Have you ever smelled earwax?
No.
You never stuck
You think I can what? Oh, let me sniff with my ears?
No, like you stick your finger in your ear, you find some gunk, and you take a big sniff of it.
Yeah, and let me hear tongue.
You've never smelled your own earwax?
Here, you want to hear my spit?
I don't want to hear that. That sounds disgusting.
No, I've never tasted it either.
You never tasted it?
Nah.
Dude, it doesn't taste good. But oddly, it doesn't taste good, but it definitely doesn't taste like it smells because it smells horrible. But it tastes really, really bitter. Like really bitter.
Oh, maybe you're smelling the way it tastes. They are connected.
Interesting.
And everyone's tasted a booger.
Yeah.
So why are you so scared to eat it after you pull it out of your nose? You've tasted a loogie. You spit it out of your mouth.
And why did you oddly go, kind of tasted kind of good?
Kind of like, it's crazy. It's like a little salty and a little bit of iron in it. Is there blood in my boogers? Where do boogers come from? And why are they like that?
Where does blood come from?
Yeah.
Honestly.
How do we make more?
Who makes it?
It's like they take it out of me when I donate it, but like, how do we make more?
What if there were vampires that not only sucked your blood, but they sucked your boogers?
Kind of like if some people eat a booger after they pull it out of their nose, but some people go and they hawk a loogie. It's the same kind of thing with different types of vampires.
What do you mean?
So like some vampires take your blood from you, but other vampires give you blood. So it's like some people pick their nose and put it in their mouth.
They do it this way when it should be going
when it could
way.
be that, should be that way.
Like, I'd say
Either way, which one's grosser?
Picking your nose and putting it into your mouth is an overhand throw into your mouth.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you hawk it, it's an overhand throw out of your mouth.
Underhand throw.
Underhand throw out of your mouth.
It's like a fast pitch softball. Mm-hmm. So people that spit loogies are probably lesbians.
I think that checks out.
Yeah, you just gotta check what type of hair tie they have in.
What's the hair ties mean?
Certain hair ties in women's softball means they're lesbians or not.
How do you know?
I've talked to lesbians.
Interesting. I never thought that. I'm not going to give it any attention because I don't know the facts behind it. But
Thank you for not paying attention to me.
Well, I'm saying I'm not going to like confirm or deny.
I'm not gonna
your statement.
I'm not gonna pay attention to what you're saying.
Well, I'm gonna pay attention to it because you're my friend. But I'm not going to glorify you. I'm not going to glorify your lesbian talk about how they do things because I don't know the facts, bro. I don't know the facts. I'm not in the game.
What color hair
are you saying it's kind of like when you're not, listen,
lesbians wear in softball?
Google it. I need to know the facts.
Wearing a bow means you're straight.
Interesting. That's like a really inconvenient thing to wear in softball.
Well, they wear it on their ponytail. It's not a bow tie. They don't wrap it around their neck.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying
It's not like they're tying a bow around their wrist and like, well, I guess I gotta play softball now that I'm captive by my straightness. I gotta swing this bat.
So it's not like
How do I throw the ball?
So it's not like a ribbon bow. It's just like a little bow they put on their hair tie.
Both.
Interesting.
A ribbon bow would be the same as a hair bow.
Okay. This podcast is getting off the rails.
Correct.
See, you can't even hit one button at a time.
I'm just saying, we've talked about boogers and loogies and lesbians and hair ties. Can we please insert the rap here, and then when the rap's over, go with what we're actually here to talk about? Are you going to go, or am I going to go? I'm going to go. At the picnic, eating hot dogs. I'm a slick Rick, and I am a hog. I'm a motherfucking guy, and I like to flog every motherfucker in a hall at the grill, eating hot dogs. They going down my throat. You know that I killed these sausages for thrills, and you see me over here with this hot dog eating skills. It'll make you disappear. It'll make you hot down up in your loins. You know I eat a hot dog, it starts commotion, and it makes me your dick go boing and hit the top of the ceiling. It'll make your dick so hard you won't even be breathing, because blood won't get to your lungs in time. You see me with the hot dog in my tongue and look at you in the eyes. It makes you cry, it makes you water downstairs. Pre-cum coming out your dick and out your ass hair. You know it's dripping down, it's making you so slimy. It makes me never frown. I'm smiling at you, I'm so smiley. You know every time I rap about hot dogs, I just can't stop freestyling. I freestyle every time I hear this beat.
At the fucking picnic, he's eating hot dogs. I'm at the picnic. I will eat your mom's hog. I will grab her dick. I will put it on the spit. Do it real quick. I will say, how about you spin on my dick? She says, did you say spit or spin? I said, I would like you to spin if you're not too big. She says, I think I'm a little too big. Here's a cig. She starts to smoke up. She puts it in her ass cheeks. I'm like, what the fuck? She goes, what you asking? I say, I'm talking about that cigarette. I'm looking at your pussy wet. It's making me forget that you have the sickest fucking cigarette inside your butt cheek. Smoke everywhere on my dick and balls, reminding me of my friend eating sausage jaws. And I'm like, I'm inside of these patties. Give me a burger while I get this fatty. Sausage jaws. Sausage jaws and patty. Sausage jaws. I'm sucking sausage jaws while he's banging a fatty. Sausage jaws. While my friend is banging a fatty, yeah, we call him Patty. I'm sausage jaws because my jaw hurts sucking down them dogs. I was here to talk about the fact that when I went to Cracker Barrel with my friends when I was in fourth or fifth grade, we had the fat kid. When we had the one fat kid on the team, which is an amazing person, but yes, he was fat, and he got lemonade. And we said, hey, fat kid, let's see how much sugar packets can go in this lemonade and you can still drink it. And we grabbed every sugar packet in that whole Cracker Barrel because we were like one of the only people in there at night. And we probably put at least 60 to 70 sugar packets in this lemonade, and it didn't turn into like, oh, this is a nice sweet drink. It was absolutely a slushy now. where you think, oh, is this ice? Nope, just sugar. And it was a sludge. And we gave him a spoon and said, eat it.
Oh, you guys both.
You got thyroid issues already. Fucking eat it.
Oh,
and
man.
he could have said no, and we weren't man enough to tell him yes. We weren't going to be like man enough to be like, no, we're going to force you to do this. You're not going to be our friend. We just said, do it. And he's like, okay, that sounds great.
I think it was the implication.
Right.
Like, and It's Always Sunny in
right,
Philadelphia.
right.
I think
It's like,
I think he's like, well, if I don't eat this, I'm going to hear about it for the rest of my life. I'm going to force this poisonous sugar into my mouth so these guys think I'm cool. And is he cool?
well, it's like when you're
Is he cool?
oh yeah, but when you're in Cracker Barrel and your friends say, hey man, put all these sugar packets in your lemonade, you know he's going to do it because of the implication.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we're not going to stop being his friend over it. But the implication says
Right.
you probably should do that
Or it might not
because
be your friend.
you might not talk to you anymore.
Right.
You might not, if you don't, I'm not going to do it, but the implication means you might not be coming to my birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh.
Might not get to go bowling at the bowling alley.
Ah, man, Cracker Barrel is good. It's just a great place.
It is good.
It's a great place to just say, you know what? I want some fucking pancakes, and the butter there is better.
It is better. Why is that?
I think it's thicker.
It is a little.
Thicker and has more fat.
I think it is that too.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing the games that has the pegs and you have to jump over the other pegs and you have to try to eliminate all the pegs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 3 left,
Ignoramus.
ignoramus. And dude, if you only got 1 left, you felt like a genius.
Yeah.
And I actually chased that high.
Have you ever gotten one?
Yeah, absolutely. I just said I chased that high.
Because you got it once.
I've gotten it a couple times, but over the years.
What's more rewarding? What's a more rewarding high? And I'm not saying for us, but like in generalities, do you think that?
We're general people, so did us too.
Well, I'm saying in general, as in like the public. Do you think a high that people would rather chase the high of getting 1 peg on the peg game at Cracker Barrel while they're eating extremely fat butter on their pancakes, or like that feels good?
Right.
Like before you get that, you're about to have the best pancakes you've ever had, or do you think that like cocaine is probably something people would rather chase?
No, I think it's the peg game.
I honestly think it's do you think it's the peg game, or you think it's a mixture of like knowing that there's like one grandmother in the back of Cracker Barrel that knows how to actually bake stuff. They never show her face, and the whole front of her apron is completely covered in flour. And you're just like, I know this is going to be good. That's what I envision every time I'm in Cracker Barrel.
I think that's literally what happens.
Yeah, it's Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
It's home fixins.
It literally is an old woman in there, and she's worked like a freaking...
She's probably 700 years old.
She's basically like one of those little elves that live in the trees that make cookies, except she makes home fixins.
Yeah. And a little bigger.
Yeah, so...
She might be slightly
People
obese.
are definitely chasing the high from Cracker Barrel more than they're chasing the high of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Confirm.
Right.
So...
But they don't. But there's a thin line between having a good time with the peg game with your family. But if you go to Cracker Barrel with your friends, that's the line of like, okay, this isn't a good time anymore. Somebody's going to have a sugar high, and someone's going to have negative repercussions from this amount of sugar packets in your body.
And what happens when you eat too much sugar?
I'd say...
Can you OD from sugar? In one night?
Ooh. Well, I used to eat the sugar packets like a lot. Like I just rip them open and dump them in my mouth. So, and I've never had a OD on sugar packets, but I never had too many. My mom would cut me off at like 10.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a small amount. It can all fit in your hand. So it's just like putting a handful of sugar in your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to eat strawberries with sugar on them in a bowl. I'd dip the strawberries in, but I would never eat the strawberry. I'd be like, I just lick all the sugar off.
Yeah.
And then I thought about that the other day, and I was like, my mom would eat the strawberries.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, my mom is
really made your mom eat a gross thing, dude.
Well, yeah, I'm like, well, my mom also, like, I mean, she gave birth to me, so I think at that time I was young enough. Like, if you're a kid before 10, your mom will definitely eat strawberries you licked.
Yeah.
After that, there's a gray area between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
But so if your mom, and there's also there's a gray area between 3 and 4 where your mom probably shouldn't shower with you because you're gonna start remembering what her boobs look like.
Yeah.
Had to tell a person I know that once. I said, you're showering with your son that's like 7.
Yeah. He remembers that.
And
it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
I
like
I don't really know the long-term repercussions of his, him dating, because there's never been any full studies about that, but I'm guarantee it's probably weird.
I'd say a man who can remember or vaguely remember a mother's breast. Probably, I don't think it has negative repercussion if it's vague, but if it's an eye burner, if it's a mind burner, you might have some bad stuff going on.
Yeah, maybe.
You might like boobs too much.
Maybe.
Or you might
not like them at all.
Not like them because you're afraid of them. Because maybe if your mom has nice ones, I'd say it'd be like, oh, well, that doesn't hurt me too bad.
Yeah.
But like, if your mom has some like real sick fuckers under there, those freaking
shitty tits,
like some shitty tits, some like real nasty fucking sweater puppies.
Yeah.
Just freaking oozing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
Then you're probably going to have some negative repercussions with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say that, my mom was a good mom. She never would put me through that.
She has nice tits. Can't confirm.
This guy.
How to manipulate anyone.
This guy's bad. This guy's being a bad
remember
guy.
her boobies too.
This guy's being bad.
You and me.
Yeah, every once in a while you get bad Poppy on the podcast. He's bad tonight. Don't worry, folks. I'm gonna hit it.
I've never seen her boobs.
I'm gonna tell his girlfriend to spank his little hiney tonight. You're gonna get punished.
She's gonna get me. I'm gonna regret this.
Oh man.
I'm gonna regret this.
You're in trouble now, buddy. You're in trouble now, buddy.
She's gonna get out the clamps.
Yikes. I'd hate to be you.
Yeah, so I mean, what did you want to talk about over Cracker Barrel and such?
I'm trying to think of any weird experience I've had at a Cracker Barrel. It's always been perfect.
I've had those types of interactions. I've always had like, oh my it's like we always all get the exact same thing. It's like someone says, I'm going to get the pancakes. And they're like, well, I'm going to get the pancakes. Or I'm also. And so it's like there's one person that doesn't get it, and they're like, I'll have the waffles. Or I'll have the French toast. French toast there's good. But then one of my ex-girlfriends started working at a Cracker Barrel once, and I was like, well, can't go there anymore. And I know she doesn't work there anymore, but I probably won't go back.
No.
Just
her residue's there.
The implication.
Yeah, you could be poisoned.
Right. It's like, hey, when this guy comes in, because the same 700-year-old lady that's barefoot and has flour all over her face is back there baking. She remembers whose ex-boyfriends are who. Mm-hmm. She loves those women that serve there. She loves them.
They serve her.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't blame her for wanting to poison the ex-boyfriend of a girl who served them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's you.
I'm a servant's ex.
Yeah, and you'll always be that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never grow from that.
In a Cracker Barrel.
But
now I don't know what I am to an Applebee's.
Exactly. You're nothing to an Applebee's, which means you're everything to an Applebee's.
Applebee's is like the drunk slut of a Cracker Barrel. It's like
You don't want to tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of want to go and try out the apps.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I know that if I go to Cracker Barrel, I'll have a better time with how much gluten I'm going to receive inside my body and how much butter and powdered sugar and beautiful refills on lemonade I'm going to get. But I could go to Applebee's and my food could be mostly mediocre to almost good, but it's sizzling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sizzling.
I love a good sizzle.
And you can't touch the plate. And when you're trying to cut your Bourbon Street chicken, it will spit on you and hurt your little hands.
You know, you saying lemonade makes me think of what I want to talk about on the podcast, which was, what did you think of the new flavor of Mountain Dew that I brought for you today?
What was the flavor? I don't remember the flavor. Do you want me to hold it?
Your can's right there. Mine's crushed, so I don't want to.
You crushed it, huh?
It's a Baja Laguna lemonade.
It's crazy how they can just like keep doing this.
How many Baja Laguna lemonades can they create?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was a good lemonade. Anybody out there listening to the podcast, if you like Mountain Dew, try the new lemonade Mountain Dew. It's pretty dope. That's what I have to say about it.
Protein, 0 grams.
She grabbed my hairy business.
There's iron in this.
Yeah, it's metal as fuck. Yeah! Mountain Dew metal!
But there's carbonated water in it.
Oh, fuck.
Damn. Yellow and bottled under. What? Yellow. It says yellow 6. Yellow 6 is probably just. Well, let me check. I'm going to take. I have one last little sip.
Take the little sip.
Yeah, it's a Baja Laguna lemonade. It definitely tastes exactly the way it sounds. I'm glad. You know, it's good when. You know what's crazy? I hate when a beer specifically does not taste the way you think it should by the name. You go to Apothecary and you say, I'm going to have the beer Chicken of the Woods keep popping into my head. I had that one time. It didn't taste like Chicken of the Woods at all. It tasted like sunshine.
Interesting. I this is
no
weird.
poultry.
This is really weird that you're bringing up Chicken of the Woods. You know, I haven't heard that term. I don't hear that term often.
Right.
I actually almost never hear that term.
I think I've heard it twice. Once in a song and once for a beer. I've never heard anyone say it.
Today I've heard it twice. My client talked about the mushroom, the Chicken of the Woods, and you're bringing up the Chicken of the Woods.
That's why it probably doesn't taste like a chicken.
Yeah, it's
a
probably
mushroom.
they probably brewed the beer with the mushrooms or something like that.
Oh, man, no
Which
wonder
is
I
kinda
got so
gross.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's not good.
I didn't know that's what that thing was called.
What?
A mushroom called Chicken of the Woods. I didn't know.
Yeah, there's just a mushroom called that. But
It's called that. It's not like saying, oh, the morel is the Chicken of the Woods.
no, I think they call that like that's like the steak of the woods or something. They say it tastes like steak. But isn't that weird how like I haven't heard that term in so long and then it's brought up twice in the same day? That happened again. That happened.
You have a Chicken of the Woods vibe right now.
Yeah, what is that? What is that feeling that we have right now? The Chicken of the Woods vibe. It's like an aura. It's like I'm a Capricorn. You're a
Pisces, of course.
but like we're always puffing off our astrological signs.
Nautical. I'm doing it nautical.
Yeah. And it's radical. But
Yeah, and I'm on a boat and it's nautical.
but we never bust out Chicken of the Woods vibes like we are right now. Like what is that?
We'll probably. I feel like you're puffing your chest out a lot lately, and it's
No,
kind of
it's actually tucked in. It's actually tucked
It's
in.
strutting.
This is it.
Well, no matter how much you try to hide that chest, that shirt is pulling on them breasts. There you go.
How's it now?
I mean, now you're kind of like Now you're kind of got like turkey vibes, to be honest.
Turkey of the Woods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Gobble, gobble. I don't know anything about mushrooms, dude. I don't know anything about plants either.
The best mushrooms I've ever eaten were prepared by a tattoo friend of mine named Jacob Sheffield. He cooked them in a skillet one day, and he goes, "Here, try these," and they were the best things I've ever had. And
They were what?
just mushrooms. I don't know. He just bought them at the store.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
grilled them before we made a steak.
Mm-hmm.
It was during one of those tattoo events that I go to,
Right.
spring break events. Yeah, he just like made them, and it's like, holy shit! I think I like mushrooms if they're prepared like this.
Mm-hmm.
But any other time they've ever been prepared for me, I just like don't fuck with them. I don't hate them, but I don't fuck with them.
You just like kind of look at them. You're like,
It's like I'll eat this, but I'll ignore it's in my mouth.
you're not meat, but you're also not bread.
Honestly,
Like fucking what?
it's like I'm chewing. I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is,
It's like you kind of look like chopped up bouncy ball. I don't know if I really want this.
but I'll swallow it.
I'm not gonna taste this, but I'll just.
Honestly,
I mean, and then
gulp it
like,
down.
and then like they're flat. They cut them up flat, so it's like kind of sticks to the side of your throat, and you're like, yeah. You kind of sound like a frog in the night.
yeah. Dude, what did you think of our church experience last Sunday?
What was your church experience like? Did you get high? I was in church high.
I was really, really, really tired. Me and JC stayed up really late the night before.
You did it.
So,
You did it.
what do you mean?
You gave yourself that experience. You decided that you were going a week in advance, and then you just still decided to stay up super late, and you said fuck it, and you gave yourself that tired experience. And how were you rewarded? It didn't bother you?
No.
How much longer did you need to stay up for it to be like, this was a mistake? About one more hour?
To think this is a mistake,
Mhm.
like going to church was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think one more hour staying up, I would have been like, oh man, maybe this is a mistake.
Maybe I need to rest
But-
my soul.
But past that hour, like if I'd continued to stay up 2 hours later, it would have been one of those things where it's like, okay, we're going hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have went to church and probably been more awake because I just would have been up.
You would have been,
But
you
then-
probably would have been at church drunk.
But then I probably would have. But then I would have like really crashed after church as
Yeah.
to where like this past time I had to drive to my PAPS and I'm
Yeah.
still really, really tired.
What time did you go to bed, do you think?
2:30?
And then you woke up at 8?
No,
7:30?
I got up at 7:30 because I made breakfast for me. No, I got up at 7 because church was at 9. I got up at 7:30 because I wanted to make breakfast for me and JC.
5 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That'll give you gray hairs.
But I definitely was sleepy in church.
People that get older, they don't need as much sleep. They're apparently either they're not as active or they're just like, I guess they're getting closer to death and they know they're going to sleep then.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I didn't know my cousin Mark went to that church, so after the convention this weekend when we go, I'm going to let him know so he can come.
Yeah, he
goes up-
plays guitar there.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was like one of the rock star guys.
Yeah.
I will say
You think
that
he headbangs to that?
he doesn't do it anymore, but when he did, I'm sure there's photos of him doing it. He rocks out for sure, dude.
Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I'm all for people going and me going and everyone going. But man, I am so wore out over the same types of songs.
I
They're
know.
different songs.
Yeah,
Just so you know, I've never heard those songs.
Oh, but I know, but they're easy to write.
Yep.
And also, I don't want
It's
to.
basically the Christian version of Fee Fi Fo Fum, I Smell the Blood of an Englishman,
Yeah.
and just write it over again.
With us going to that church, I think 6 songs in a row before the sermon was a bit much, and I know that's that's more.
That is funny to me because most people, what would you? Okay, I asked Kelly the same thing. She said a 30-minute concert before the sermon was a little much. So, what would you like to put in place of it?
So the church that I grew up in was start with a song, Then they read from the Bible a couple times. Another song, maybe another Bible passage. Is that what you call it?
Yep.
Maybe another song. Then a sermon. Then a song. Then we peace out.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what they did.
Not this time.
I
guess they did read. Yeah, I guess they did.
Well, I think the reason it was a half-hour concert is because each song that they chose for that day, the end of the song was the same three. It would be like
it was like a whole song of
three
the same
words.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, let's say 3 lines of the same word. So it was 3 of the same lines over and over and over and over again, about 9 to probably 12 times. And if I'm thinking of the mathematics of music, it was 12. It was 12, so 36 lines of the exact same thing for about 4 songs in a row.
Yeah. It was 6 songs. The reason I know that is because
at least 4 songs was that way.
Oh, you're saying
yeah,
that was repetitive like that.
Yeah, just extremely repetitive at the end, and you're like, when is this going to end?
Right. It was a lot of singing, but I think maybe they just did that for Easter because a lot of people are going to be there, and those people probably don't get to play live often, so the people probably just like.
Well, they did have
out.
a giant curtain that was like, check out this thing.
Yeah.
We're going to really rock out. And then they drop the curtain and the band is there.
It was dramatic and cool.
It was dramatic and pretty cool. I grew up with all of it, and I'm just like, I don't hate it, and I don't dislike it for what it is, for what they are doing. I just am wore out on the exact same shit.
Yeah.
And they can't do anything about it.
That's church.
What do they want? What do you want to do different? You know, it's like, because you didn't. I asked what you do different, and you just gave me an example of something else. You don't really want anything different.
Yeah. So I think
maybe
I think the bottom line is
a
church.
puppet show.
I think the bottom line is church is boring. You know, you're just listening to somebody talk, but you know, you might hit a day where you need something from that sermon that day, maybe.
Well, do you go to college? Do you go to a class and you say, man, I think that this lecture is going to really be fun?
Exactly. You don't.
Because that's what church is. It's spiritual lecture.
Yep.
And they give you songs just to warm you up.
Just to help you out a little because it's going to be boring.
It's like, because if you just lecture someone on their spirituality without warming up the soul, you're just, my soul's hard as a rock. I can't let anything in.
Yeah. And
my aura is sour.
Yeah. And I don't want you to think that when I say church is boring and that I'm like talking smack. I'm not. I'm just being factual.
Yeah.
To, you know, intellectuals like me and you.
Yeah.
It's just boring, but it's okay. Because, like you just said, it's a spiritual lecture, and you might take some. You can take from it whatever you want to take from it.
Yeah,
and it might not be as boring some days, but some days it's going to be boring, and that's okay. It's an hour of your day.
You know what else is boring but is good? Wedding ceremonies.
Yeah,
that's good. There's some people that it's for, that they really feel it the whole time. And other people don't feel it. And then there's some sermons when you're in church, you feel it, and others you don't.
Yep, exactly.
And you just have to wait for the time that you feel it.
Yep.
And that's why people go to different ones.
Yeah.
And they go, you know what? I don't think I need warmed up for 6 songs of the same repetitive shit. Maybe I just need to get to the point. And those people just watch stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Or they go to a small group study.
Yeah. You know what I think's weird about church people? And I'm
Christians.
No. No, I'm going to say church people.
Okay.
Because
there's a difference.
Because oh fuck, I forget what I was going to say.
You know what's funny about church people?
What? Go ahead.
They can never, once you start going to church and you think, I don't think I'm going to go back, you can never remember what the fuck you were going to say. You know what I mean?
No, I had something good, but I'm trying to think of what it was.
I was trying to wake you up.
Must not have been that good because it's disappeared now. Unfortunately. Oh, it's like I hate that you have to like I don't know. It's like a weird you get by people who don't go to church. You kind of get judged by people who I don't want to say like, oh, I'm trying not to say that Christians will judge you or church people will judge you. But it's like the opposite. It's like if you go to church, it has to be like a thing for people in a sense of like, oh, I'm going to church. And everybody's like, oh, you went to church this weekend. Oh, you went to church. It's like, well, yeah, but it's like, I'm just going to like, I'm just going. It's not like going to church is not going to be my identity.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the people that were there with you. It's everyone that wasn't there. They're saying, oh, the people outside always say that it's like, but the people inside judge you. And they actually don't at all. They could care. Actually, it's almost, they kind of like that you're there, but they're not going to miss you either.
Yeah.
And so it's like, they're not judging, but you're judging saying that when I went, they did.
It's like I think they're judging you because they're feeling guilty about that. They feel like they should be going. And not all people should be going to church. It's boring. You don't want to go do that. But if you're at a point in your life where
hell needs to be busy.
So that's judgy. What I'm saying is, you know, if you get to a point in your life where you're like comfortable and you're exploring other options of anything, like I have a consistent job, I have a consistent family and friends. And it's like, okay, well, Sunday, I have an extra hour. I'm going to explore this. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's okay to do that. And if you have the luxury of going to church or doing whatever else, like exploring spirituality on your Sunday, then go for it. But not everybody should do that because they have things to do or like other responsibilities. And if you're not at that point, then you don't have
like
to
brunch.
Yeah, man, I still like doing brunch.
Or
I might skip church for a brunch one day. Call me crazy, but I might do that.
Farting or
anything.
Yeah.
Shitting.
So now I will say this. I'd skip church to shit. Now, if I'm like on my way, let's say I'm not even on my way yet. I wake up and I'm like,
I'm going to miss if I don't
this
shit.
is going to be a hot one.
Yep.
We might not want to be around other people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want, because people in church are a little skittish to heat, if you didn't know. So if I have some hot ones back there.
They're like, oh, is that hell?
Yeah.
But I'm here.
I think hell is emitting from this guy.
It's just a fart.
Yeah, it's just a fart.
Don't judge it.
But it is I mean, it's me. It's not me emitting hell. I'm just actually forcing it out of my body. I don't want it to be in here.
Do you know, because you know the Bible more than I do, are there any times in the Bible that there's ever any admission to the emission of a fart?
Right. I don't think that there's a lot of fortitude happening. But I think farts are honestly, do you think farts are natural or do you think it's just a byproduct of like, we have horrible diets now?
No, I think it's a natural thing.
You think?
Yeah.
You think people who have incredible diets, like absolutely natural diets, they eat everything extremely natural, do you think they fart as much as I do? Because I doubt it.
I mean, you fart a lot.
Right.
But my diet's worse than you, and I don't fart a lot. I fart, but not like to the level that you do. Your farts are impressive, my friend.
I appreciate
loud,
that.
and they're
but-
very airy.
right.
It's not a lot of air in my
I've
shit.
told you that I think it's because when I breathe in, I have a little leak in my lung and it gets in my abdomen. And then, like when you have a surgery or whatever, you have like air in your abdomen area.
Yeah.
And eventually it's going to force its way out. I don't know how it sneaks into your intestines or whatever. I don't know if it just like penetrates the walls of your small intestine or whatever, but it gets in there and it forces its way out. I think that's me. I think I swallow air a lot somehow.
Probably when you drink. A lot of people swallow air when they drink drinks.
Yeah, and then it's like stuck in there. But you'd think I'd fart out my dick because it's in my bladder.
Right. You never fart out of your dick?
No.
I did once. It was like this.
I just want to party.
When it happened, did you like see like the steam? Like
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah,
because it was
really
like cold outside.
It was a cold day.
Yeah.
It was like looked like I was doing vape tricks.
Like you did it, and
Like a
then
jellyfish.
and then like you and then you went. You tried to spit
I
it.
was like this.
Oh man, he's blowing O's.
Dude, do you have any announcements for the podcast?
If there's a guy out there that can emit any air out of his wiener on a cold day, I'm not trying to just see you, and I'm not trying to sexualize this at all, but I gotta see that.
It's impressive.
And especially if it's big and he like blows an O and then like then he like puts his wiener in and out of it like this, it's kind of like a sex joke,
Like
not a sexual thing.
Yeah.
I don't want him to. I don't want to see a dude bang smoke.
I do. I want to see a little ghost intercourse.
Dude, that would be crazy. You like make other little ghosts, and there's like little ghost babies,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, dude, those. It's like you never even gave them a chance to live.
Yeah. Fuck.
They were born in that dimension.
Yeah.
In the ghost dimension. Maybe that's why Casper was like that.
It's sad. It's a sad thing, dude. We'll catch everybody next week. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. Click that subscribe button on YouTube, motherfuckers.